Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to Miller's Woods. Michael Miller, just out here in my shop, do another one of these unedited shop update videos. No, I didn't get to you last week. A little bit busy with the Thanksgiving holiday and everything, but I'm glad to be back out in the shop today. So, what do I have going on today, or out in the shop now? Well, this week I got to come out here and play a little bit. I got out here and pulled out my flattening jig for raw slabs. Milled up a couple of pieces of maple that I had laying around. Don't know quite what I'm going to do with them, but I decided I wanted to flatten some things, so I went ahead and took care of those. I have the router here with, if you can see that router here with an 1.5 round flattening bit on it that I put in there to works pretty good for flattening one side. And then got to play with after I got one side flattened, I got to put them through my Woodmaster 7018 planer, which you can see right there. Makes a lot of chips. I do not have any way to put dust collection on the Woodmaster, so makes a big mess. But the plus side though is those chips come out in kind of actually nice big curls, so they're going to be really good for starting fires out in the fire pit or in a fireplace. So that's going to be nice to have. What's coming up for next week? Well, this weekend I hope to get some time out here, and I'm going to go ahead and finally remove the welding bench from the shop. I'll get back here so you can see that. I got this bench here that I did some of my welding projects and stuff on, but I've decided that the space in the wood shop here is just too precious, and I don't really care for having the welding bench in here. I'm going to make space in my garage to put that, so the next time you see me weld anything, which hasn't been yet, but you will at some point see me weld some things. I'll be doing that from the garage, and with that I'll be able to take and put my miter saw, build a proper miter saw station on that side of the shop then. Which is going to be really helpful too, because as you can see right now, with the miter saw on this side of the shop and where I have the wood storage, the workpiece ends up being on my right hand side of the saw, and since I'm right-handed, it means I want to pull the saw down with my right hand, and the workpiece needs to be held down with my right hand. So when I put it on the opposite side of the shop here, the workpiece is going to be on the left-hand side of the saw, so I can hold the workpiece with my left hand, pull the saw down with my right hand, which is a lot more comfortable for me. That's something I didn't really think about too much when I first put the saw over on that side of the shop. One of the things that you learn after a while, you're in your shop for a while, and you learn what works for you and what doesn't. You got to be willing to make changes like that and realize that any shop is a very fluid space, and don't be afraid to make changes for it. You go to set out and lay out your shop, make sure you plan for being able to change it at some point, because as you're out there, you're going to find things that you want to move around. You're going to find things that don't quite work for you the way you thought they would, especially if you just drew it on paper. So as you spend time in that space, you're going to find out what works for you and what doesn't. So that's what I have going on in the shop here this week, and hope to see you again soon, and we'll talk to you next week. Okay, bye.